Yeah.
That's Delaney Larson. She might be our best all-around player, honestly. She's really good. But she committed. She actually had her signing day this week. She's going to Hillsdale College, which is a D2 school in Hillsdale, Michigan, to play basketball. She was clapping a second ago. She's like, yeah, right there, clapping.
Okay.
She's been really good. She had like 17 points on Tuesday. She's like one of our few true forwards. Like we have a lot of people that are kind of in the guard position, but she gets a lot of rebounds. And last game, we were just feeding her the ball in transition for her to just get layups. So she'll be number 4. And she'll definitely start tonight. Those two right there, do you see those two standing right there? That's like, they're sisters.
Yeah, are those Jordan and Josh?
Okay. So it should be a really good one. 3 minutes until the start. So pretty soon we'll get the starting lineup here from either side, and we want to make sure that we write down. So I'm gonna have you write down their starters and their numbers. So it'll be in alternating order. So they'll announce one of Dodge City's players.
All right.
And so honestly, you just take care of the DC starters. I'll just put a star in front of the name of our starters, but make sure you get the numbers.
All right.
We have checked these exits and the other emergency equipment in this building and verified they are available for use in case of emergency. Good luck to both teams. On behalf of Principal Mike Dorst and Athletic Director Mike Marsh, welcome to Manhattan High School for tonight's matchup between our guests, the Dodge City Red Demons, as they face your Manhattan Indians. Here are the starters for tonight's game in alternating order. First for the Red Demons, a 5'4" senior, number 2, Addie Taylor. And for the Indians, a 5'6" senior, number 1, Delaney Larson. For the Red Demons, a 5'2" junior, number 3, Aaliyah Smith. And for the Indians, a 5'10" junior, number 4, Yelena Tapaswar.
That's as wide as it goes.
For the Red Demons, a 5'3" junior, number 4, Emily Gutierrez. And for the Indians, a 5'9" senior, number 5, Jordan Hall. For the Red Demons, a 5'7" senior, number 5, Cale Colwell. And for the Indians, a 5'3" senior, number 13, Kat Hall. For the Red Demons, a 5'10" senior, number 10, Piper Mellinger. And for the Indians, a 5'7" junior, number 15, Bailey Bush. Head coach for Dodge City is Daniel Smith. Head coach for your Indians is Scott Mall. The officials for tonight's game are John Randall, Jeffrey Penner, and Phil Lombardi.
But it'll go in favor of the Dodge City Demons here. These teams are pretty evenly matched size-wise. The tallest player on either team is 5'10". No points on the board for either team so far as Dodge City inbounds it. Shot from deep will skitter out. Bush takes it across over to Larson. Larson will get fouled on the play.
Also number 5, Colwell, first personal, first team foul. The line shooting 2, Larson.
So Larson will be at the line trying to get the first points on the board this game for either team. And that goes in. 1-0 lead for the Indians. And the second one goes in for Larson, the recent commit of Hillsdale College, which is a D2 school in Michigan, and she'll play there. Larson will get the ball back for her team. Now Bush drives in, pass out to Hall. Hall out to Bush. Over to Ball, around the horn to Larson, who takes it from the elbow. That's no good. It'll now be Dodge City ball as the Indians have a 2-0 lead. Seven minutes left in the first quarter as just 1 minute has passed so far in this game as we're just in the early goings. Dodge City trying to make something happen as the Indians are locking them up right now, and it'll be a turnover. Depuzoir passes it over to Hall, who takes it to the other side. Bush over her head to Hall, and it'll be Larson again who drives in and airballs it. Depuzoir gets the rebound. Hall drives in, It'll be no good for Hall. Another rebound by Depuzois. Bush drives in, takes a shot. This time, Dodge City will get the rebound, but it will be a jump ball, and Manhattan will now get possession. What did you see in that long defensive stand for Dodge City?
Well, really, Manhattan's been able to get the rebounds, and Dodge City has not. And that's been the difference because they weren't able to convert 3 or 4 times there, and they got it back every single time. And that's what's preventing Dodge City from scoring because the ball isn't in their hands.
And this will be out of bounds on the Indians as Dodge City really, that whole time, couldn't quite get a hold of the ball, but the Indians really falling short in the shooting category with many missed opportunities.
Yeah, so, some of those are layups they're taking from an angle of, around the basket, so maybe you want to see them go straight head on.
Full court press from the Indians, and they're just suffocating these demons right now. Good defense.
Yeah.
And they just put her in a trap, but it'll be another jump ball, it looks like. So it will be now the 3rd jump ball of the game, but this time in Dodge City's possession. 5:28 left to go in the first quarter. Indians up 2-0. Larson made 2 free throws earlier, and those have been the only points of the game so far. Larson with a steal. And Larson, it looks like,
going to be fouled.
Yeah.
So they'll inbound it from the baseline here.
First, team second.
2 fouls on Dodge City. Both fouls on Larson, who gets it in from deep. All 5 of the Indians' points are by Delaney Larson as the Indians lead 5-0.
You guys have a clock on you, and if so, can you tell me when it's 6:30?
5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Larson pass over to Hall. Hall into Depuzois. It'll be a takeaway by Dodge City, who is trying to get their first points of the game here. And it's punched out by Hall, and it'll be the Indians' ball here. What did you see there?
Again, it's just that Dodge City, they can't get the ball into any sort of shooting position. And what happens is they're being locked up on Manhattan, and they can't pass the ball to get away from the trap. So they just sit there, and then Manhattan gets a steal.
Ball will make it! So that 3-pointer by Cat Ball makes the score 8-0. It's been all Indians so far who are still trying to get a rhythm offensively, but defensively, they've gotten multiple steals already in this game.
Also, number 1, Larson, first personal, first team foul.
The ball will roll out of bounds, and it'll be last touch by the Indians. Right? Dodge City gonna inbound it here. Number 4 drives and takes the shot, airballs it, and now Larson picks it up for the Indians. Bush, as they'll have a fast transition there. Now Hall from deep, and that goes in.
Get updates about the score and time left.
And now it'll be 11-0
30-second timeout.
It'll be 11-0 with the Indians having the lead with 3:43 left in the game. So the Indians in this game, Jonah, have already made 3 3-pointers, and that is something that is a strength for this Indians team. Larson got one from deep, so did Ball and Joran Hall, and then Larson also made the most of her 2 free throw attempts, and Ball airballs it. Depuzois nearly was able to save that, but not quite, as Dodge City will now get to take it to their end. There is still 3:35 left to go in the first quarter. Nearly a steal by Bush. And it'll be a straight up snatch by Larson, driving in, and she makes it. What have we seen from Larson so far this game? As she gets another steal there, getting the ball right back to the Indians, and Hall misses. But it'll be a foul, and now Depuzois is going to go to the line here.
House number 0, Bell, first personal, 13th foul. At the line, shooting 2, Depuzois.
Depuzois will nail the first one.
Number 3, Elliot Smith. Number 20,
Avery Ingram and Evie Banks now come in the game for the Indians. Depuzois will miss the second one, rebounded by Banks. Banks rebounds it a second time, now out to Larson, and Banks will take a shot from deep off the rim. Yelena snatches it up, Hall drives in, and it'll be 2 back-to-back air balls as Dodge City picks it up. Now Banks, man, this has been fast-paced so far. The Indians on a 14-0 run here to start the game as Dodge City has come up empty. But I'll tell you, Jonah, the ball has been on the Indians scoring side quite a bit more than the Dodge City scoring side.
Timeout, Dodge City. Full timeout.
So Dodge City takes their second timeout of the game. And the Indians are really cooking, as Dodge City hasn't had an answer yet.
I mean, they've been able to get a lot of the opportunities, and the score could be easily doubled. We've just had so many offensive rebounds here, so many missed layups. That they really need to use the glass, and this game could be completely different. We could be 28-0 here.
And first quarter hasn't been the strongest all season for this team, but once they settle in, they've been able to pick things up pretty well. And hopefully they're talking it over in the huddle right now, trying to decide what can make their shots a little better, what can make them more consistent, more efficient, especially in the low post. They've had a decent amount of success so far on long-range shots. It's just those close-up and mid-range shots. So out on the court right now will be Delaney Larson, Joran Hall, Avery Ingram, Ansley Beckett, and Evie Banks. So Hall and Larson were the 2 that were in the starting lineup, but now we have 3 that are now off the bench for the Indians. Larson will be fouled on the play, as she was in pursuit of the goal right there.
Also number 3, Smith, her first team's fourth. At the line, shooting 2, Larson.
Larson, who's 2 for 2 behind the line today. And a case of the announcer's jinx as she misses her first shot. But she has one more here to put the Indians up, even more than before. That one's out as well. So Larson now 2 for 4 on free throws. And that one will go off the backboard, but no good. Larson gets the ball. And now to Beckett. Beckett over her head to Ingram from way deep. And that's a swoosh in the net.
Calls number 1, Larson, second personal, 13 foul.
Ingram was at least a foot back from the three-point line when she shot that. Now Cat Ball's back in the game for the Indians as Larson comes out. Indians up 17-0, just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And she'll just try to get rid of it, but chucks it right to Ball, who gets it over to Ingram. And they'll go around to Banks. Clanks off the rim now. Dodge City will take it to their side. And Banks.
Serving for the Red Demons, number 5, Gail Colwell. Number 2, Addie Taylor. And number 0, Emma Bell.
1:29 left in the game. 1:29 left in the first quarter here. And Yelena Debouzsois will now come in for Jordan Hall. The Indians with 3 juniors, 1 senior and a sophomore on the floor right now. I feel like Dodge City has had a lack of shot attempts, and that one is an air ball. Pass over to Ball. Ball to the other side from Ingram, and she swishes in another 6 points for Avery Ingram in the limited minutes she's played so far, as she has just been perfect from three-point range, and she's really hit her stride. Last game, Ingram had 13 points, and all of them were in the first half. Evie Banks, it goes off the backboard and no good. And this one will go off the toe of Avery Ingram. And it'll be a foul. Cat Ball fouled Emma Bell there on the play. So the 4th foul on the Indians will result in an inbound. And Addison Taylor tried to put it up there. She was blocked, however, but a foul on the play. Indians with a 20-0 lead with 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Now under 10 seconds. And the shot will be good for Addison Taylor, who puts the first points on the board. And now the first quarter will come to an end with the Indians up 20-2. So at the very end, last points of the whole quarter, Addison Taylor able to break the brick wall that seemed to be separating Dodge City from scoring. What were your takeaways from that first quarter on the Indians side?
Yeah, well, Manhattan's been really aggressive, and that's why they're getting so many turnovers. And not only have we had a bunch of steals, but they've been in the passing lanes. So whenever Dodge City, when they're in a tough situation, they try to get it out, and there's another Indian right there, takes the ball, takes it down in transition, and they've been able to get the three-pointer. And the three-pointer has really been all the offense for Manhattan. There's only been one mid-range shot this game, and no layups. So
I'd like to see some more points in the paint for Manhattan.
Yes.
Because they will play better teams this season than Dodge City. Obviously, this game is not close to over, but Manhattan with an 18-point lead. And, Delaney Larson said after the game Tuesday that she hopes to see a little more communication for the team. I wonder if that's come into play at all or whether that's going to be improved tonight. We'll just see as we still have 3 quarters to play in this home game for the Indians. And it'll be no good. Debourgeois gets her own rebound and puts it in for 2. So it is 22-2. So it's 22-2 right now. We've just started this second quarter of play. That one looked to be on the mark, but Emily Gutierrez couldn't quite get it through the hoop. And the pass from Banks to Debourgeois just kind of, Yelena just kind of ran out of space on that play. But now, ball's going to inbound it. And it'll go over to Ingram. Immediate shot from Ingram. Unlike her others, this one will be off the mark.
Foul number 4, Debourgeois. Bench first. Team's first in the quarter.
And Taylor nearly lost that one. Gutierrez will pass over to Bell. Bell drives in. And it'll be a steal for the Indians. Ball was able to get that one off the ground. Now a steal on the other end for Dodge City. Number 10 will pass it under the net. Lockdown defense for the Indians. This one stripped by Ball. Evie Banks picks it up. It rolls away, and now Debourgeois will get it over to Ingram. I feel like, Dodge City has just had a lack of shot attempts in general. Obviously, they've only made one shot all game. That one goes off rim from Banks. And this one will go to the Dodge City side.
Foul number 13 call, second personal, second team foul.
So Manhattan High, like we said, is 3-1 this year. They won their game against Salina Central on Tuesday. But before that, their first 3 games of the year were at the Hayes City Shootout. And it's a tournament, and Manhattan made the tournament championship for the first time since 2018. Taylor will get some points there on the board for Dodge City. The score is 22-4. Dodge City with a steal. Gutierrez over to Taylor.
Taylor being pressured, and it'll be out of bounds. And it was last touched by Ansley Beckett.
Timeout, Dodge City. 30-second timeout.
Timeout for Dodge City. That'll be their third of this half so far. I don't remember the Indians taking a timeout yet. But yeah, like I was saying, Indians with a really good Hayes City shootout. They unfortunately lost in that tournament championship game against the host school Hayes, 61-53. But in the previous games, their game before that, which was their second game of the season, Jonah, they beat Newton 83-22, and that score broke a pair of records for the Hayes City shootout. It was the most points that any team has scored in a game, 83, and the largest margin of victory, 61 points. So right off the gate of the season, the Indians have been pretty dominant.
Foul on number 0, Bell. Second personal. First team foul quarter. The line shooting 2. Thanks.
Evie Banks will make her first attempt from the charity stripe. Bailey Bush will come in the game for Ansley Beckett now. And Evie Banks is now 2 for 2 on free throws today. Indians with a 24-4 lead against Dodge City.
Also number 10, Mellinger. First, team second.
Yeah, so that foul right there was on Dodge City's number 10, Piper Mellinger. And ball will pass it over to Larson. Larson finds Banks, now over to Bush. Larson shot, no good. Less than 5 minutes left to go in the half here. Indians up 24-4. And Taylor for Dodge City just slips on the play. Indians clank it off the rim. Dodge City gets it back. Mellinger gets it over to Smith. Larson shot off rim. Smith from downtown, and it's no good. Bush. What did you see on that drive-in goal from Bush?
Well, they finally got to the paint, and if they were able to do that, they'll be able to score a lot more. And Dodge City, they still don't have much, but they've been able to stop Manhattan a little bit more in this quarter. And they've been able to get steals, they've been able to have some opportunities, even if they're missed. So that's big for Dodge City, just limiting how much they're down.
And it is blocked by Hall. Manhattan dishes it to Hall in the paint, and it'll be travel by Hall, who was wide open in transition. And Tess Henry, the senior, will come in the game for the Indians. She's a 5'4" guard. Gutierrez, her shot swooshes through. It is 26-7, or is it? Joran Hall from deep. 29-7. Indians lead after Hall. How many points does Hall have?
Hall's 3 for 3, perfect behind the arc. A 2 for 2 behind the arc. She has 6 points overall.
And that time, Gutierrez not able to connect. That was a good stop. Gutierrez, right after that shot attempt, came over and snatched it away. And now Dodge City's fouled.
Foul number 11, Henry, first personal. 13 foul. The line shooting 2, Taylor.
Now Taylor's from the line. She has a bulk of these 7 points for Dodge City. She'll miss her first. Avery Ingram comes in the game for the Indians, as well as Elena Debuzois. Taylor missed her first one. Actually makes the second one. Scores 29-8 Indians. Tess Henry clanks it off the rim. Rebound Indians. Bush decides to drive in, gets it out to Tess Henry, who throws it into Debuzois. Back to Tess. It'll be a travel. Tess Henry traveled on the play, and with 1:50 left to go in the half, Ansley Beckett will now come in the game for cat ball. Gutierrez clanks it off the rim. Henry over to Ingram. That twitches out. 1:20 left in the half. Indians up 29-8. Taylor under pressure. And Gutierrez shoots. It's blocked by Yelena. Yelena gets a steal. Bush kicks it out to Henry. Henry swooshes it in. There is less than 30 seconds with the Indians up 32-8. That one goes off the rim. Ansley Beckett gets the rebound on the defensive side. 15 seconds now. Bush dribbles, wasting time. Pass out to Debuzois, who gets it in from deep. 5 seconds left. And Dodge City will hold on to it, and that'll be the end of the first half as the Indians celebrate a very successful half with Debuzois getting a deep shot, and she's a player that's been really successful in the paint, not necessarily as much from deep, but you saw there a play that really energized the Indians team here even more than they were before. What a way to end the half. Yep. So what do you think this Dodge City team will talk about to try to improve their performance in the second half?
Well, I think they need to improve their three-point shooting because number 4, Emily Gutierrez, has had quite a few looks from 3, and all of them have just been slightly off the mark. And if she can convert those, that's potentially 12 more points that this Dodge City team would have, and that would be a completely different game.
And on the Indians side, what's been their biggest strengths?
Their biggest strength has been the defense and the three-point shooting. Because especially in the first quarter, Dodge City could not get anything. They couldn't pass it. They couldn't drive it. And every possession was a takeaway. And they've been a lot better with that in the second half. But they just need to bring that back and just continue to do that.
We're going to take a halftime break here. You're watching MHS basketball on the MHS Student Media YouTube channel with Lane Lewis and
Jonah Winkland.
And we'll see you to start this second half of play as the Indians are up on Dodge City 35-8.
that counted as one double. I think. Like maybe here. I counted something double.
All right, so we are just, according to the clock, 1 minute away from the start of the second half of this game. The Indians, they're right now up 35-8. So a big lead for them. And the Indians really came out strong at the first half. I'm trying to remember, I think it was a 15-0 start to the game as the Indians scored a ton of points unanswered, and they've been excellent shooting from three. And what's been your takeaways so far?
Yeah, the takeaway is the takeaways from Manhattan. And early in the first quarter particularly, Dodge City not being able to pass it, not being able to drive. And in the second quarter, they've been able to get a lot more opportunities to shoot. And but they haven't been able to make them. It's still just Manhattan's great defense.
So Dodge City's, they're 1-1.
Yeah.
What team did they lose to?
Yeah, so Dodge City lost to 1A Spearville. So they're trying to turn the season around because it's not look like it's looking good for Dodge City.
It's not looking great so far. But there's still a whole half of this game to be played as the same players that started the game for the Indians will start this second half. Indians foul the Demons.
Number 5, Paul, for first personal, first team foul recorded. The line shooting 2.
And number 5, Colwell will be at the line now. And she misses her second attempt as well. Indians still with a 35-8 lead. Bush will pass it over to Larson. That was tipped, but still the Indians trying to find rhythm here in this second half. Ball decides to drive over to Larson. That one bounces, and Yelena gets it. Yelena Depuzois, who's been a big bright spot for this team so far in the game, got a three-pointer right before the half. And so she will have an and one opportunity here. And she'll miss that, and Dodge City now with it as Gutierrez will dribble it to the other side. Colwell airballs it right into the hands of Hall. Cat ball passes into Yelena. Yelena has it roll off the rim. Hall will miss her opportunity. She gets it back and gets a two-pointer on her second shot.
Second team foul. At the line shooting 1. Hall.
The physicality for the Indians has been a strong suit. They just haven't gave up on a single play. And Hall will make it from the charity stripe. Indians leading 40-8. And this will be in. It'll be Taylor Bush drives in, attacks the goal, no good. Gets her own rebound, also no good. But Yelena gets it in. Wow. Steal for Delaney Larson. We've seen a couple of those from her tonight. And she bobbles it around, but Ball will get it, and it'll be no good. Jordan Hall with a shot off front rim. And it looks like it'll go on the Dodge City side. What do you see on that play?
Well, we saw just over here that Dodge City was finally able to get a 3. And so they've been able to get the opportunities, and see them finally convert is good news for Dodge City.
The bad news for Dodge City, they're still down 31 points right now.
Dodge City's also had a little bit better defense. They've been able to get in the passing lanes a couple of times. Still haven't gotten very many steals. They put more pressure on the Manhattan offense.
Also 15, Bush, first personal, 13 foul.
And both teams will talk things over.
Timeout Dodge City, it's a full.
What would you expect to hear in the Dodge City huddle?
I think it's about converting on the opportunities that they have, because they with Manhattan's defense, they're taking every chance they can get, and they want those chances to result in points instead of nothing.
We have the cheerleaders out. We love the cheerleaders, the band, the dance team as well. They all make the environment of the North Gym at Manhattan High School such a great place to watch a basketball game. On this Christmas out game, as it will be the last home game for the Indians before they go on Christmas break. Now they do have one away game before break, and that'll be on the road Monday, December 15th, as they'll face Shawnee Heights. And then after break, they get back from Christmas break. The Indians have 3 road games. So the next time they'll have a game in this building is on January 16th. Ball is good from deep. Cat Ball there just had to make sure her toe wasn't over the line, and then she fired, and it was straight on missile right into the goal. Rebound by Depuzois. 45-11 is the Indians' lead right now. 5 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Also number 5, Colwell, second personal, 14 foul in the quarter. The line shooting 2, Larson.
Here's Larson, who is 2 for 4 from behind the line. And now she will be 3 for 5. And a big substitution here. Tess Henry, Stella Salmons, Avery Ingram, and Evie Banks coming in the game. The shooter from the free throws right now, Larson, is the only Indian that stays in the game here. And she'll miss that one after making her first. Rebound Indians, Henry from deep. It's airballed, and Dodge City picks it up here as they're down 35 points. Stella Salmons, the sophomore, gets it in. That's Salmons' first points of the game as she entered the game for the first time under a minute ago. Dodge City taking advantage of opportunities now on their side. Larson banks it in. That'll be off the rim. And it'll go out of bounds.
Returning for the Red Demons, number 10, Michael Mellinger. And for the Indians, number 3, Ansley Beckett.
And Larson comes out of the game, which means all five of the starting 5 players for the Indians are now on the bench. So Coach Scott Mall is giving some opportunities for these other players. And Stella Salmons now with 4 points. She's showed promise as just a sophomore this year. And that's good for Gutierrez. You said she missed some of her opportunities in the first half, but now making that one. And Evie Banks is good for 3. Indians racking up the points with a 55-16 lead. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Gutierrez, that one way off the mark.
Number 30, Joss Hall.
So,
number 35, Josie Alisana.
2 sophomores now come in the game. Josie Alisana and Joss Hall. Joss Hall is the younger sister of Joran Hall, who we saw quite a bit earlier in this game. And Beckett passing it straight to the Dodge City defender. Gutierrez will be fouled as her shot rolls out of the rim.
Number 10, Salmons. First personal. 4th team foul. At the line shooting 2, Gutierrez.
Gutierrez misses her first shot behind the line. But will make her second as Dodge City now has 17 points to the Indians' 55. Joss Hall pass to Salmons. Salmons attacks, and she has 6 points today. Salmons nearly snatches it from Dodge City. Mellinger under quite a bit of pressure, gets the 2-pointer and now has an and one opportunity.
Team foul. Coming in for the Red Demons, number 2, Addie Taylor. At the line shooting 1. Mellinger.
Every Manhattan Indians player on varsity has found time on the court in this game. In this blowout match here in the North Gym at Manhattan High School.
For Dodge City, number 3, Aaliyah Smith, and number 5, Kale Furia. For the Indians, number 11, Tess Henry, and number 33, Evie Banks.
Evie Banks and Tess Henry come in the game for Avery Ingram and Ansley Beckett. And number 0 for the Lady Demons, Emma Bell, gets fouled on that play and now has a chance to shoot from the line here with 1:18 left to go in the third quarter. Misses her first. makes her second. Joss Hall drives in, puts it up there and makes it. Less than a minute left to go here in the third quarter. Salmons, big pass to Henry. She runs out of space though, out of bounds on Manhattan High.
Second game for Dodge City, number 12, Rory Gambler.
30 seconds in the quarter. That one's tipped by Joss Hall, so out on the Indians. Less than 20 seconds in the third quarter. And 6 seconds left on the clock.
And I think the refs are signaling a shot clock violation there. So that'll be, this season, there's a 35-second shot clock, which really hasn't come into factor much, but we're going to see the new rule.
And I think that play there proved that the rule is a good one.
59,
because holding onto that ball, it was pretty excessive. And so I like the rule, I got to say. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's good too. I think especially with it being 35 seconds, that there's not going to be a lot of scenarios where teams are trying to get it off just before the shot clock. But I think it's the same scenario where teams are just going to bleed the clock over and over and over again, and that'll help the game be more dynamic.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder how much a difference it would make if it was 30.
Yeah, then if it was 30, I think we'd see a bigger presence. Because even though it's only 5 seconds, I think those 5 seconds is a lot of time. And then we'd probably see quite a few teams that would be struggling to get it off in time.
For sure. So the cheerleaders will exit the court, and the Manhattan Indians now have 4 sophomores on the court. That'll be Evie Banks, Josie Alisana, Joss Hall, Stella Salmons, and then 1 senior, Tess Henry, number 11, will join the 4 sophomores. Dodge City, though, with really some of the same players we've seen all game. Tess Henry shoots and will miss that one. Steal by Stella Salmons, who drives toward the goal, and she will be fouled.
Foul number 3, Smith, third personal. First team foul of the quarter. Line shooting 2, Salmons.
Salmons has 2 shots. Misses on the first one.
Subbing in for the Red Demons, number 2, Addie Taylor.
That one in and out. It's always frustrating when it looks like it's going through, but pops out at the last second. Manhattan with a 59-20 lead. There is 6:30 left to go in the game.
Number 30, Hall, second personal. First team foul.
Alisana got handsy on the play, so
Number 35, Alisana, her first personal. Second team foul. Line shooting 2, Mellinger.
it'll be Piper Mellinger who will now be at the line. First one rolls out. Joss Hall coughs it up.
Also number 30, Hall, third personal, 13 foul. Line shooting 2, Taylor.
Taylor, who we've seen from the line quite a bit so far. We're under.
Number 3, Ansley Beckett. Number 12, Avery Ingram.
So Beckett and Ingram sub in the game. We're under 5 minutes to play. Taylor makes the second. Score is 59-23 in the Indians' favor. Ingram decides not to shoot, but Josh Hall will miss that basket. Ingram, pass over to Henry. Henry has a roll off. Beckett with the rebound. She drives in and gets fouled on the play.
Also number 5, Fuller, third personal. Second team foul. Line shooting 2, Beckett.
Beckett swishes it through. Indians now with 60. (60-23) is the score.
Second personal, fourth team foul.
Beckett is fouled.
Also number 4, Gutierrez, second personal, third team foul. Second for the Indians, number 10, Stella Salmons.
And Stella Salmons is fouled.
Also number 3, Smith, fourth personal, fourth team foul. Line shooting 2, Salmons.
And her shot's on target. Makes the second one as well.
Timeout, Dodge City. Full timeout.
So, Jonah, you saw the depth of the entire Indians varsity roster. All 12 girls found time on the court today, and it provided pretty good experience, especially in the early goings of the season.
Yeah, I think especially Stella Salmons. For coming off the bench, she's had 7 points, and 6 of those have been in the paint, which is really big for Manhattan because they've struggled to score in the paint. And she's been able to draw quite a few fouls, too, so I see if she'll get more playing time.
And she can be pretty speedy running around down the court, so that's another takeaway from her. Under 2 minutes in the game. Ball on the ground. It'll be a jump ball going to the Dodge City side. Quite a bit of jump balls at the start of the game, not as many in the second half. And Banks will bank it in. And 1 minute is all that separates the Indians from getting another win here today. MHS up 64-23 as the clock continues to run.
For the Indians, number 11, that's Henry.
The Indians just need to get the ball back one more time, and then the game will be officially in the bag. Joss Hall picks it up for the Indians. 10 seconds left. She loses control, but gets it over to Henry. Henry with 3 seconds, and Evie Banks will finish with the ball in her hands as the Indians with a huge win, Jonah. 64-23 against Dodge City, as both teams will say. Good game. So, what do you think the Indians showed about their depth and consistency?
Yeah, they played lights out defense all 4 quarters, and Dodge City couldn't get anything going. I think the most they scored, the longest run they had was a 3-0 run, and that really says a lot about Manhattan's defense. And then even when they took all the starters out of the game, it didn't seem like the starters were out of the game. They were able to play at the same level. So.
And that'll be all for the Manhattan High varsity girls game against Dodge City. But make sure you tune in to this varsity boys game coming up. I'm Lane Lewison.
I'm Jonah Wanklin.
And we'll see you in just a bit.
So we walked beat go. Oh, ain't that something? Drums came in, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of the fam in a pull my stomach. Throw back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face clean on my running. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. I can be critical, never typical. Intricate with every syllable, I'm a criminal. It's a ribbon, never political, pretty invisible. Even if you hate it, I'll make you feel like you're in it though. You call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. Better than a dog, I can never swim in a kiddie pool. Wait, did I ever take you to cinematic? It's beautiful. And I don't know if I'm making music videos.
The sun's come rise doesn't mean much, so when your health declines. See, we've all got something that we trapped inside, that we try to suffocate, hoping it dies. Try to hold it underwater, but it always survives. And it comes up out of nowhere like an eagle surprise. And it hovers over you to tell you millions of lies. You don't relate to that, must not be as crazy as I am. The point I'm making is the mind is a powerful place, and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, but it's not always safe. Just hang with me, this will only take a moment, okay? Just think about it for a second. If you look at your face, every day when you get up and think you'll never be great, you'll never be great. Not because you're not with the hate, we'll always find a way to cut you up and murder your fate. We develop and take a look at the benefits. Nothing better than that can never be delicate. Not even relevant that depends on your measurement. Take a measurement to back it up and give it the evidence. Pretty evident, dependable, can never be tentative. I'm a gentleman, depending on the route that you're genuine. Pretty elegant, but not afraid to tell you to get it. With proper etiquette, I keep it to myself when I celebrate. It's that time again. Better grab your balloons and invite your friends. Seat belts back on, yeah, strap them in. Look at me, everybody, I'm smiling big. On a whole
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please stand at this time and remove your hats in honor of this great nation and those who protect it. Please join the Manhattan High School Pep Band under the direction of Jay Kubel as they play our national anthem. Activity programs at Manhattan High School are primarily for the student participants. The purpose of this activity is to provide positive learning experiences and opportunities for personal growth. This competition is being conducted according to the rules of the Kansas State High School Activities Association. Cheerleaders, officials, and spectators can and are expected to assist in the promotion and achievement of good sportsmanship ideals by taking personal responsibility for keeping this contest at a high level of fair, clean, wholesome competition. In accordance with Kansas State Fire Marshal regulations, we request that you take a moment to identify the two emergency exits closest to you. We have checked these exits and other emergency equipment in this building and verified they are available for use in case of emergency. Good luck to both teams.
Get the camera ready for this. Just listen to that if the camera is still working.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Principal Mike Dorst and Athletic Director Mike Marsh, welcome to Manhattan High School for tonight's matchup between our guests, the Dodge City Red Demons. As they face your Manhattan Indians. Here are the starters for tonight's game in alternating order. First for the Red Demons, a 6'2" junior, number 0, Drew Lindbrecht. And for the Indians, a 6' senior, number 0, Will Carpenter. For the Red Demons, a 5'11" sophomore, number 5, Isai Reyes. And for the Indians, a 6' senior, number 3, Pez Thierry. For the Red Demons, a 6'2" senior, number 10, Ty Sheck. And for the Indians, a 6'2" senior, number 5, Sawyer Newton. For the Red Demons, a 6'3" senior, number 30, Nathan Schulten. And for the Indians, a 6'1" junior, number 12, Henry Witt. For the Red Demons, a 6'5" junior, number 32, Ace Smith. And for the Indians, a 6'4" senior, number 22, Tim Washington. Head coach for Dodge City is Jeff Williamson. Head coach for your Indians is Benji George.
All right, guys, are you guys ready for this big-time matchup between the Dodge City Demons and the Manhattan Indians here, which is about to be tipped off here on the MHS Student Media YouTube channel? I'm Lane Lewison.
I'm Ivan Natarajan.
And the Indians are on a roll right now. They're 3-1 on the season. and they've won 3 straight games. And they looked really good on Tuesday against Salina Central. They face off today against Dodge City, who is 1-1 on the season, and they have quite a bit of size on their side. As Tim Washington and Dodge City's guy, number 32, Race Smith, will tip it off here, and that'll be the start of the game as Dodge City gets the opening tip. And that one is knocked out of the air by Deering, and it'll be out on the Indians.
Yeah, I expect this Manhattan defense to come out very strong and expect to push transition after they get a steal.
And it is intercepted by Washington. Carpenter drives in over to Washington. Washington will be he'll travel on the play. So the Indians with the same starting lineup as they had on Tuesday with Tim Washington, Vince Deering, Will Carpenter, as well as Sawyer Newton and Henry Witt. So 4 of those guys are seniors. Henry Witt, the lone junior on the floor for the Indians. And here's the shot from number 10, Ty Shepard. And that's no good. And number 5 shots off the mark, and Washington gets the rebound. Deering takes it to the other end. Carpenter is blocked, and it will be out of bounds on Dodge City.
Yeah, one thing we've already seen a lot in this game is second chance points. We saw Dodge City get easy rebounds on the offensive side of the court and being able to put up 2 more shots.
And there's Sawyer Newton. Sawyer Newton with the first points on the board for either team in this game as Indians now lead 2-0, just 1 minute in. That one clanks out. And here's a shot which rolls out for Schulte. Henry Witt pass to Washington. Deering from the corner, it swishes through. Vince Deering has been solid all season. He's had double-digit points all 4 games this season.
Yeah, Vince Deering is a veteran playmaker, and he'll be the general of the floor. He's a very reliable ball handler who will control the tempo, and look for him to hit a lot of perimeter shots today.
A steal from Deering. Easy layup is missed. Dodge City nearly loses it, regains control. Here's a pass and a mid-range shot, bounces off the rim. Carpenter gets the defensive rebound. Takes it across. And it will be an offensive foul on Will Carpenter.
Yeah,
as you hear some boos from the Indian student section.
Yeah, that was a good. His feet may have been moving on the defensive side. That could be argued any way, but Carpenter has to drive under control. He was a little bit out of control on that drive, not able to.
It'll be Indians ball. Sawyer Newton inbounds it to Deering. Over to Witt, to Washington, and Deering from behind the arc. Witt with a rebound. Sawyer Newton. Sawyer Newton has now 4 points in the game.
Yeah, Sawyer Newton is very energetic forward on this Manhattan starting 5. He's going to bring a lot of energy to the offensive and defensive side of the floor. And his fellow brother gets checked onto the court as Asher and Sawyer Newton.
The Indians are up 8-3, 5:28 left in the first quarter. And
5, Newton, first personal.
It'll be a foul on Newton. The referee looked undecisive initially, Ivanth. And there's a made basket by Asai Reyes. Score is 8-6, Indians lead. And it'll be a pass straight to the red jersey. And Carpenter got a hand on it. It goes out of bounds, Dodge City ball.
Yeah, when you push it out, have numbers.
Serving for the Red Demons, number 2.
You can do one of two things. You can go up for a layup on a 2v1 or bring it back out and set up an offense. And there, in that situation, I think the coach also wanted them to set up an offense and run something.
Will Carpenter makes a layup. It'll go over the head of Tyler Presley. Indians ball.
Yeah, looking back
And
at
the crowd is really out for this Christmas out. Washington under duress. He slips away, runs into a coach for Dodge City, who I think was kind of in the way. Deering pass to Newton. Carpenter gets a rebound. Deering. And Deering will miss it from deep. It'll be a foul on the Indians.
Yeah, going back to Carpenter's transition layup, he is a very consistent scorer, and he will be a defensive threat throughout the game today. And
Tyson Hatrup and Henry Witt coming in the game for the Indians.
yeah, his performance is going to be huge to slow down the Dodge City guards and their three-point shooting.
Deering makes the most of a layup. Deering with 5 points so far today. The score is 12-6 Indians. 3:40 left in the first quarter. And that shot is good from deep for Crew Limbright. Asher Newton will airball the shot.
Serving for Dodge City, number 23, Jacob Garcia.
So the Indians right now up 12-9. Both Newton brothers are on the floor, along with Tyson Hatrup, Vince Deering, and Henry Witt, here for the Indians, who are up by 3. Just over 3 minutes left in this fast-paced first quarter of play. Deering makes a good play to retain possession for the Indians. Nearly goes out of bounds. Good save by Newton. Over to his brother Newton. That's Asher Newton, who passes it back to Sawyer Newton. Aggressive. Asher Newton. And it'll be an offensive foul on Asher Newton with his shove. What did you see?
Yeah, that was a perfect fundamental charge. He set his feet, waited for him to lower the shoulder, and then fell with the contact, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. And he draws a foul, giving a lot of momentum to this Dodge City fans and to the Dodge City bench.
Graham Braxmeyer in the game for the Indians. He's a sophomore and stands at just 5'8", but he does have some shooting potential from long range. And there's a layup made by Dodge City by Reese Oakes. It'll be Sawyer Newton who barely gets rid of it. Good job by him getting it to Witt. And there are 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Oh, goodness. What a shot, Ivan.
Yeah, you've seen him drive down the middle of the lane a few times.
And Oaks responds, getting more points on the board as it's just a 1-point game. 14-13 is the Indians' lead right now with under 2 minutes in the quarter. Oh, just rolls out for Newton. And they will say, whose ball, Ivan?
That looked to be a foul on Dodge. They're both going for the ball. In my opinion, maybe a little bit of a weak call, but Manhattan will end up with an inbounds play. And early in this first quarter, we've already seen the scoring potential of both of these teams. But as we can see, the team that can get more stops, it's going to come down to that.
Braxmeyer inbounds it. Carpenter will shoot, and it'll be no good. A couple jab steps in there now. .14 will drive in, get it blocked, and Braxmeyer gets the steal for the Indians. Over to Witt. Carpenter will find Braxmeyer. Lots of passing going on. Indians finding their hole, and Asher Newton gets in the bank shot. And he now has an and one opportunity here.
Yeah, and Asher Newton has really been penetrating greatly early in this game.
Asher Newton with one shot. And he will increase the Indians' lead to 4. 17-13 is the score.
And Manhattan has really been in this 2-2-1 press for most of this first quarter. And it hasn't really proposed many problems to Dodge.
Dodge City passing around. Under 30 seconds in quarter one. And he will be fouled by Braxmeyer.
He had a little shot fake, little nudge of the ball. Got Braxmeyer to jump, and a smart play to lean into him. More and more players are starting to do that. Drawing the contact, getting to the free throw line, and getting some easy points.
Here's Ty Sheck, the 6'2 senior. It'll eventually go in. And Ty Sheck will make both of his shots and cut the deficit to 2 points. Indians up 17-15. And he will get one last shot as there are 23 seconds left in the quarter. And he makes his third. Dodge City now trailing by just one. 20 seconds in quarter one. Will Carpenter, who's coming off his career-high game of 21 points, inbounded it just now. And Washington couldn't quite get it in the basket as the first quarter is now at its end. Iovanov, a fast-paced first quarter and a close one-point game. What did the Indians bring on the defensive side of the ball towards the end there?
Yeah, they're going to need to play man the whole game, in my opinion. If you go to a zone, Dodge will just knock down too many threes and make this a tough game for Manhattan. They have to stay in this man and have good closeouts on the weak side if they do any skip passes, which has been the main source of Dodge's threes. And Dodge in transition defense has actually been doing pretty well this game. Only 2 transition points for Manhattan, but they're still in the lead. And in the half-court offense, Manhattan's really been producing all their points. They've been getting good looks in the paint and from the outside, and that's mainly been the difference on why this is such a high-scoring first quarter.
But the Indians, so far this season, have found a whole nother rhythm than they did last year. In the regular season, the Indians finished the regular season with a record of 6-15 last season. The Indians now have 3 wins already, so that's half the total for all of last season. And Coach George, after last game, was just happy about the Indians finding the fun, enjoying themselves out there, as last season a lot of the players and coaches and really everybody kind of gave up towards the end of the season. But now with just a renewed energy and drive this year, the Indians have looked pretty good. (17-16) is the score, and Deering just got his lunch money stolen, but gets it back and in for a score, and the Indians are up by 3, 19-16, 7:30, as we're just less than a minute into this second quarter of play here from the North Gym at Manhattan High School. And Dodge City cashes in.
Yeah, Coach George did not look happy about that one. He had a wide open path right to the basket, and then another turnover on the offensive side for Manhattan.
And once again, the points in the paint by the big man, number 32, Smith, has been pretty important for Dodge City in this game. And Dodge City now with, I believe, their first lead of the game, 20-19. Here's Witt from downtown, and it will be out. The shot from deep bounces off the rim. Washington gets it, gives it to Deering.
Yeah, Dodge won't be afraid to take deep threes.
Deering spin move, and it's in.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Dodge is not going to be afraid to shoot those deeper threes off screens. Manhattan's going to to need to do a really good job of communicating on screens to make sure they can.
Sawyer Newton in transition, off the mark. Carpenter rebound. It'll be Dodge City ball.
Yeah, we've already seen a lot of turnovers on both sides of the floor 3 minutes into this quarter.
Manhattan with a 1-point lead, 21-20, 5:40 left in the second quarter. And a steal by Will Carpenter. And he will be fouled in pursuit of the basket.
Yeah, they already have a lot more steals from that 2-2-1 press than they did in the first half. But the only problem is they haven't been converting any of those opportunities. They threw the ball away on their first one. They had a 3-second, but this is the first one where they're getting to the line and trying to get some points.
Carpenter from the stripe will make his first.
Again, for the Red Demons, number 23, Jacob Garcia.
Indians trying to build a cushion here, and Another basket by Carpenter would help quite a bit. No good, but the Indians get it back with Carpenter, and it'll be out of bounds. It'll go the Dodge City way now.
Yeah, I already believe that's 4 turnovers in this quarter from Manhattan.
For Dodge City, number 12, Mason Lloyd.
.5:20 left in the second quarter. Score 22-20. Indians up. Oh, and it's an air ball, but Dodge City pounces on that rebound.
Yeah, on that 2-1 press, they flashed number 12 Dodge City into the middle of the court, and that opened up a lot of options and led to more free throws for Dodge City.
And Rays Smith is the one shooting right now. Rays Smith there is the tallest player on this Dodge City team, standing at 6'5", and he's been the X factor, I believe, for Dodge City on the scoring end of the floor.
Yeah, not only can they shoot threes, but Dodge definitely has a size advantage in this one, and rebounding is really going to be huge.
Dodge inbounding. Into Hattrip. The big man scores. Tyson Hattrip able to get some points in the paint. He's a 6'4" sophomore.
Yeah, Braxmeyer, with his little hezzy move, made 3 defenders that got back in transition just stand up for a second, moving towards the ball, making them ball watching, and just did a quick slip pass to Hattrip for a quick layup.
And it'll be a jump ball, and it'll be possession arrow Manhattan.
Dodge City, number 2, Tyler Presley. For the Indians, number 11, Cole Pfeiffer. Also coming in for Dodge City, number 1, Reese Osh.
So Cole Pfeiffer comes in the game for Manhattan High School. Shot is off the rim. Rebound Dodge City. Dodge City with a mid-range shot off the backboard, no good. Manhattan ball. It's Asher Newton who gets fouled in the paint.
Also number 1, Osh, first personal. Second team foul. Shooting 2.
Yeah, what Manhattan's been able to do successfully in the second quarter
No good from Newton.
is being able to get to the free throw line in transition. And this is their 3rd trip to the line from a steal and running in transition, which is exactly what the coach
Newton
wants.
misses his second as well. Indians with a 3-point lead, 24-21, just over 4 minutes left in the half. That one will be on the foot. It'll hit Braxmeyer's foot, and so the Indians take it the other way, and Hattrip will miss as Dodge City takes it right back to the other end. Under 4 minutes left in the half. 3-point lead for the Indians. Good defense from Braxmeyer. 3-man swarm. What kind of defense has the Indians been playing?
Yeah, they've been sticking in there.
scratch that. Tell me what you saw there from Witt.
A beautiful Euro step. He knew he was doing that the whole
And
time.
he gets the ball right back. Oh, and scores again. Henry Witt. Henry Witt, the junior, putting on a show. Gets a Euro step, then a steal, sends it right back to the other end and scores again.
Back to the Manhattan defense. They've been running a man the entire game. And Dodge's offense, they've been setting a lot of off-ball screens, which Manhattan has really communicated beautifully on, which is the reason why they haven't freed up many threes in the second quarter.
So Dodge City with a 5-man substitution. Do you have any explanation for that?
Yeah, the only explanation is that Manhattan just went on a run. They need some new personnel, refresh mentally, try to get some new bodies on there, give the starters a break, and try to reset them so they can perform well in the rest of the game.
Indians ball. Deering will throw it to the red team. Deering steals it. Pass is out of bounds, intended for Asher Newton, who ran out of space.
Yeah, both of these teams just need to take a big deep breath right now. They're both running a little too out of control. We just saw both the teams just pass it right to the other team after 2 steals, which is just inexcusable in a close game like this. And both of these teams really just need to be under control.
In a layup. So a layup for Dodge City there makes the score 28-23. So Manhattan at least with the edge, but with 2:16 left, Dodge City still has enough time to catch up and maybe even snatch the lead out of Manhattan's hands right before half. And these halftime games for the Indians, it's been pretty close at that point in the game.
Yeah, even if Manhattan is winning by 14, 15 points at half or even in the third quarter, never count this Dodge team out. If they're a great three-point shooting team, and you can never count out these teams that shoot it. The 3-ball is probably one of the most evolved shots in the game, and it's probably the most impactful shot that this Dodge team has in their back pocket that they're definitely going to bring out a lot.
The Indians have Tyson Hatrup, Graham Braxmeyer, Henry Witt, Vince Deering, and Sawyer Newton on the court right now. Sawyer Newton's pass gets stolen. Dodge City gonna drive in here, and it'll be a foul. Not what Coach George wanted.
He wanted 3 seconds in the lane. They had 3 people that were confused on what the play call was, and they were just standing in the lane, and I'm pretty sure that's what the entire bench was screaming at the refs for.
And the first shot from Asai Reyes is good. The score is 28-24. Indians with an edge, but the Demons looking to close that lead. Asher Newton takes it to the other side, slips and falls. Do you think that was something on the court?
That was not something on the court. He clipped number 0 of Dodge City's foot and just fell it down. That's not a purposeful foul, but it's just unfortunate for Dodge City.
Deering maneuvers, shot in the paint is no good. 1:30 left in the half. Shot from downtown is a miss. Deering now to Witt. Asher Newton gets it over to Deering. Now at the corner is Sawyer Newton. The shot's no good, and it'll be out on the Indians.
Yeah, the Manhattan crowd is growing a little bit quiet. They've gone on a small scoring drought of a minute and a half.
1 minute left in the half. Dodge City with the ball, trailing by 4. Here's the shot, nearly blocked by Deering. It'll be no good. Pass to Deering, who tries to find Hatchup on the inside, but it's broken up by Dodge City. Indians ball.
Yeah, in that situation, just go up. You have the defender up in the air, and just try to go for a floater and don't try to force it into pressure.
Sawyer Newton scores here, and the Indians up 30-24. "20 seconds left in the half. 15 seconds. It'll be a foul by the Indians.
Foul number 1, second person, 15 foul. The line shooting 2, Sheck.
Ty Sheck will make his first shot behind the line.
Dodge City, number 1, Reese Osh, and number 14, December Line.
Yeah, for Dodge City, Ty Sheck is their scoring leader, and he's the clutch veteran. And they're going to rely on him for the perimeter production, as we know. And as a senior, he needs to have a calming influence for this first road game of the season for Dodge City.
The Indians with 5 seconds left in the half, trying to score, and Vince Deering. What did you see there, Ivan?
Yeah, he's going to get 2 free throws. They could have called a travel, but the foul came before the travel, is what the refs are saying. So he'll get 2 shots before this half closes out, trying to make it a 6-point game.
So yeah, there's 1.6 seconds on the clock. Indians up 30-26, and Deering with 2 shots behind the line. He makes his first. And hits the second as well. 1 second left, last second shot, and it's off the rim. For a second there, I thought it could go in.
Yeah, what you see from the first half, and what do you think is going to be the biggest thing for the second half?
So, what do you say?
What do you think was the most important factors from this first half?
I'll ask you that. I'd like to ask you that, Ivan.
Well, I just think it's the turnovers in transition for both teams. We saw that stretch where a lot of turnovers back to back to back to back, which led to a timeout, and then a lot of substitutions, as we saw. If both teams can cut down on that, there's going to be more points up on the board, and it's going to be a lot cleaner of a game.
And throughout this game, Dodge City's biggest player, 6'5", Ray Smith, especially in the first quarter, had quite a bit of success in the paint. If the Indians can shut that down, they can really limit the opportunities of Dodge City. And we'll step aside here at the end of the first half as the Indians are up 32-26. Now here's the dance team.
Ladies and gentlemen, your dazzling moves next team.
32-26 is the Indians' lead, and they've been cooking on both ends, but turnovers have headlined the game so far. And Vince Deering is good for 2 points there.
Yeah.
3 points, actually.
Deering and Carpenter are two of their best shooters on this team. And look for them to get hot in the second half.
Indians with a strong stand on the defensive end. And now Sawyer Newton gets fouled.
Number 32, Smith, second personal. First team foul order. The line shooting 2, Newton.
The first shot swishes through the net.
Yeah.
This is the starting 5 that the Indians brought in the start of the game here to start the third quarter.
Yeah, already in these first 40 seconds of the second half, I can already tell that Manhattan has a rebirth of energy, and they have been ready to play.
And they've capitalized on shots so far. And it'll be snatched out of the air. Sawyer Newton comes down with it. And a perfect shot. An impeccable start to the half for the Indians.
Yeah, they came out with the energy that is absolutely fueling them to make this run to start the second half. The most important in every game, in every sport, is those first minutes of the second half. And Manhattan has really just pulled away in these first few minutes of the second half. But you can never count Dodge out because of their shooting. But look for this lead to keep getting extended. They've
made baskets. They've got the ball back on steals, and they're going pretty fast tempo. But while going fast tempo, have executed really well. Dodge City, however, I feel like has kind of ran out of gas right now. It'll be Dodge City ball.
Yeah, on this 2-2-1 press, I think Dodge City needs to flash their man in the middle a little earlier, because every time they already get trapped before that man flashes, and that's really been a problem.
Dodge City will find some points there with their big man, number 32.
As a one-man fast break, Vince Deering just dashes to the basket. And another turnover, which has pretty much been the story of this game.
What have we seen from Vince Deering so far? Like, what makes him such a great athlete?
His experience and his scoring abilities is what makes him very unique.
Will Carpenter will be off the mark.
And not only that, as well as his defense is also what makes him just an impact player for this Manhattan team.
Deering with a steal. Carpenter maneuvers in the paint and scores! And Sawyer Newton will foul number 0, Crew Limbright. So Limbright at the line now, but the Indians all of a sudden have quite a cushion as they're up 43-28.
Yeah.
And Limbright from the line here misses his first.
Yeah, as we can already tell, Dodge City's came flat into the second half. And they don't need to give a knockout punch. They just need to keep throwing jabs at this lead. They're going to need to chip at it, slowly get back into the game. They're not going to need a 25-0 run to get back in this. They're just going to slowly have to maybe cut it down to 10 by the third quarter and maybe 5 by the fourth quarter.
So Limbright will score on his second. Deering has the rock. Carpenter will swish it through. Wow. Will Carpenter had his career high 21-point game on Tuesday. He's been pretty good today as well. Dodge City with an air ball in the student section lets him know. And Sawyer Newton was fouled in pursuit of the goal.
Yeah, all the Dodge City fans have just gone dead silent in these last 3 minutes.
How about the coaches' shirts for the Indians? They say Air Santa with, an Air Jordan logo. Perfect thing to wear for the Christmas out. I remember them having them last year as well.
For the Indians, number 1, Asher Newton, and number 24, Tyson Hatcher.
Asher Newton, Tyson Hatrup, 2 sophomores enter the game, and here's Sawyer's second shot, which, just like the first, is good.
Yeah, with the fast pace of this game, the new shot clock rule has not really played any factor.
Why is it that Braxmeyer keeps getting put in? I haven't seen a ton from him yet.
It's just his energy, his quickness, and they just like him to be responsible with the ball and be just another reliable ball handler that they can put in the game and trust him to keep the ball.
He's timeout for Dodge City as the Indians are up 50-29 with 4:48 left in the third quarter. Back to Braxmeyer. Just a sophomore, definitely in development right now, but he does provide, like you said, a jolt of energy, and he's pretty speedy going down the court. His shooting, it needs a little work. I'm sure he's pretty good in practice, but his 5'8" height doesn't help him a ton. And 2 years ago, his brother Miles Braxmeyer was one of the top players on this varsity team. Dodge City trails by 21.
It looks like he dragged his back foot. One of the most common traveling fouls in the common era. Just driving and not planting those feet and dragging it.
Braxmeyer decides to shoot from mid-range, and it's green.
Yeah, and we were just talking about Braxmeyer right on cue, showing the step-back jumper.
Braxmeyer with some opportunities.
Setting up for Dodge City, number 5, Isai Reyes. And for the Indians, number 5, Sawyer Newton. Number 22, Tim Washington. And number 12, Henry Witt.
Henry Witt, Tim Washington, and Sawyer Newton coming in the game for the Indians. Is there a particular player on this team that you see as a vocal leader, Ivanth?
A lot of these players on this Manhattan High roster, a lot of the seniors, they're a very good team in the sense they're like they play together and they have really good lead by example leadership. But I do think when they come together, a lot of the seniors do become vocal leaders to energize this team before games.
Is there a guy that would be the motivational speech guy, or is that usually coach?
I would think it's usually whoever has the most energy in the moment. It could be anyone really. But I wouldn't say there's just one guy that has all the energy. I would say a lot of members on this Manhattan roster can bring energy to the table.
It's 52-31. Indians lead 2:53 remaining in the third quarter. Henry Witt will inbound it to his teammate Washington, who drives in and is blocked. Dodge City ball. They take it to the other end. Shot from distance, rolls off the rim. Dodge City rebound. And it'll be stolen by Asher Newton. Did he travel?
No, I think the Dodge City player had his hand on the ball, which means that's not a travel. Either that or it was a carry and it was the wrong call, but I do not agree with the travel call.
And another foul by the Indians on Dodge City, so this one will be just an inbound.
Yeah, it looks like the Manhattan student section wanted to travel, but the foul came first.
And the shot's good. Indians up 52-34. Sawyer Newton with a big response.
Yeah, Sawyer Newton has really just been the energy.
And the shot will hit only the net. And there's now less than 2 minutes on the clock as the Indians lead by 20, 54-34.
14th foul. Returning for the Indians, number 0, Will Carpenter, and number 3, Vince Deering.
Deering and Carpenter, two guys that started in this game, will be back on the floor as all starters will be back in the game. So the A team out for the Indians. Carpenter pass in to Sawyer Newton, who misses. Henry Witt gets the rebound. And this one will be out of bounds on the Indians. Dodge City ball. If the Demons want to close their deficit, now's the time as they're down by 20. Now there's a little time left in the third quarter here, but once the fourth quarter strikes, they'll really have some pressure.
Yeah, we know they can shoot the ball, but they're going to have to start shooting it well and not turn over the ball.
My goodness.
If they want to have a chance at cutting back at this lead.
Carpenter is fouled.
That was number 0, led by second personal, 15th foul. The line shooting 2.
Carpenter, one of the guys I would guess, Ivan, that you would want to be shooting behind the line for your team. And his first shot is perfection.
Yeah, and we always talk about Dodge City shooting. Manhattan has two great shooters in Deering and Carpenter.
Another swoosh. One minute in the third, and this one goes off rim. Indians take it the other way. Sawyer Newton, high charge, layup. Blocked by Washington. Demons get it back. Washington reached in and fouled the Demons. And pretty aggressive by Washington. What do you think about that foul?
I mean, there's really no need in this situation. You're up by 24. Let the clock run it down. Third quarter is almost over. There's just no need for an unnecessary foul, especially when Dodge is in the bonus.
Dodge City made both of those, so it is 58-36. Deering goes right past a defender, and the clock stops at 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Your thoughts, Ivan?
Yeah, the student section of Manhattan just went absolutely insane after Deering made the defender fall over. But Dodge lucky that they didn't convert on it easy.
And that goes through. The score is
number 11, Cole Pfeiffer.
Score is 59-36. Henry Witt goes out of the game as Cole Pfeiffer, a fellow junior, will enter. .20 seconds left in the third. Steal, Deering, high energy, and is fouled. Man, when he hits that breaking point, the Indians have been lethal in transition, and that time picking up the foul. And once they can get that high speed, I think, don't you think Dodge City gets a little nervous and either fouls him or the guy breaks free and scores?
Yeah. In my opinion, in that situation, what I would have done is just maybe just try to run out the clock and get the last shot. Just because you're winning by this big of a advantage, I think you would just want to hold the ball and just run this quarter out.
The score is 60-36, and now it will be 61-36. Deering made that second shot there, and Braxmeyer comes in the game for the Indians, who have Braxmeyer, Carpenter, Pfeiffer, Sawyer Newton, and Tim Washington all on the court right now. 7 seconds left in the quarter, and the clock will stop at 6.6 seconds. You hear some boos from the student section, and it will be a foul on Sawyer Newton. Asai Reyes on the line. Nothing but net. 61-37. This point will be crucial. Reyes will miss. Braxmeyer from the corner, off the rim, no good, and that will conclude the third quarter. So Ivan, in the case that a miracle occurs, what will Dodge City have to do to close this lead for Manhattan?
Well, just think of it as a graph. At 6 minutes, you want to be within 20 points, let's say, and then at 4 minutes, maybe you want to cut it to 10, and then once you get it to 2 minutes, maybe 5 points, cut it down to there, and then with 2-3 minutes left, you're in the game. That you have to slowly bite back at this lead, but you're gonna have to do it while being very efficient on the offensive side because you only have 1 quarter left, and you can't be careless with the basketball. You can't turn over the basketball, and you have to look for good shots and hopefully get a lot of open shots from outside the arc.
It's a 24-point deficit, a hard one to overcome for Dodge City, as the Indians here just 8 minutes away from another big win after a pretty good start to the season so far. So the Indians, if they can close this one out, which it looks like they're on pace to do, it would be their 4th consecutive win. Airballs it, Indians ball, Fifely passes over to Braxmeyer. Braxmeyer zips to Carpenter, who shoots and misses. Out of bounds on the Indians, Dodge City ball. Indians still up 61-37.
Calls number 22, Washington, 4th personal, first team foul in the quarter. Shooting 1, Reyes.
Washington has got a lot of minutes in this game.
Yeah, he's being one of their biggest body, actually, standing at around 6'3", and he probably is the only weapon they have to counter the size of Dodge City, which has just been really helpful today.
Yeah, Washington definitely a presence up front, especially on defense. Not a points guy, but he can get rebounds and just be that presence we've talked about. Carpenter's off the mark. Braxmeyer kicks it out to Newton. Over to Carpenter, who nearly loses his footing. Now Fifely drives in, and it will be a travel.
Bringing up the Indians, number 12, Henry Witt, number 24, Tyson Hatcher.
Yeah, Dodge, they have been a little bit careless in this first 1 minute. They've had 2 turnovers and an air ball, which isn't what you want from the first 2 minutes when you're trying to cut a deficit like this.
And Tyson Hatcher just locking a man down, and he gets the defensive rebound. What a stand by Hatcher, the sophomore. And, I mean, talk about a presence. Hatcher is 6'4" as well.
Yeah, that was fundamental defense. Went straight up, did not bring the hands down, did not make the refs call a foul, and just made it difficult for them to put up any type of shot.
Yeah, Hatcher with just such a promising future and present, as he will be a big piece to this Indians team. It'll be Dodge City ball. 6:17 left to go. Indians lead 63-40.
Well, if you're Manhattan, one thing you don't want is to get into foul trouble, because they're already at 2 fouls, and if you get to that five foul point quickly, they're just gonna get free throws every time, and it will stop the clock.
All right, Nathan Schulte is shooting from the line. He just missed his first shot. And he makes the second. Dodge City's down by 22, 63 to 41 is the score. And there is just a tick over 6 minutes left in the game.
Is number 5, Sawyer Newton.
Sawyer Newton back in the game. Graham Braxmeyer comes out.
Yeah, we're right around that 6-minute mark. And to my analysis, it should be a 20-point game if Dodge wants to come back.
And there's a made shot by Dodge City. 63 to 43 is the lead for the Indians. 20-point deficit in favor of MHS. And this will now go to the Dodge City side.
Yeah, Manhattan getting a little turnover happy with back-to-back travels on back-to-back possessions.
.5:30 left in the game. It'll be a timeout for Manhattan High.
Timeout Manhattan. It's a full timeout.
And a 17-point game is much better than a 24-point game. And they're just throwing jabs, not trying to go for any knockout punches. And they have maybe bitten a little bit into this lead. What are your thoughts on it?
And both teams will go back on the court. 5:22 left in the game. Indians lead 63 to 46. Witt inbounds to Carpenter. Carpenter is being pressed. Deering over to Newton. And it'll be, what was that, Ivan?
I believe they called a travel. Or he stepped out of bounds.
I gotta say,
I think
that makes sense. That makes sense.
22 to Washington.
Five minutes left in the game. 63 to 46 is the lead for Manhattan. Carpenter, layup. And it is Washington who gets a hand on it. It'll be out of bounds, and I believe Manhattan touched the ball last, although actually no, Dodge City touched it last because Sawyer Newton will inbound it. Washington has it roll off the rim. That's disappointing. I thought it would go in. the Manhattan bench cannot believe it. Do you agree with that call?
I do not agree with that call at all. He took 2 steps. I don't know what the refs saw, but the refs have also been calling a lot of travels in this fourth quarter.
The Indians have brought the heat so far, but still some little mistakes to patch up after this game. And that one is thrown up way too high, and Dodge City able to pluck that one out of the air. But now it looks like it'll be a foul by Dodge City.
I mean, I don't know about that one, but I guess it made up for the last call.
Deering drives in, he's fouled.
And I believe it was a charge.
A charge?
Number 3, Deering, third personal, 14 foul.
My goodness.
Turning for the Indians, number 10, Graham Braxmeyer.
Graham Braxmeyer back in the game. Braxmeyer being swarmed. Now Witt will miss it, and what happened?
He's going to go to the line.
Fourth personal, 13 foul. One shooting 2. Witt.
I mean, I still don't like the pace pushing in the last 3 minutes of the game. I think they should just bring it back out and just waste a little more time so they can.
And with that shot, and with that successful free throw by Henry Witt, the Indians are now up 67-50, and that's why you see the hand signal by the whole Indian student section just awaiting that shot by Henry Witt. 3:23 left in the game. Indians closing in on another win here. Ivan, this whole building is ecstatic. This is not the kind of success that we saw last year. The team has meshed really well already. They graduated just 2 seniors last year, and it shows in the chemistry between these guys.
Yeah, I just think when a team stays together and they can grow together and learn together, they'll just be a better team because they just know each other's tendencies better and will just know how to cope with everybody.
And a layup will be aided by Tim Washington.
And he'll be called for a goaltend. That ball was still on the ring of the basketball, which is not allowed. As the score will stay 67-50.
And under 3 minutes left in the game. You know, this is the last game that the Indians are going to play in this building in over a month, as we have winter break coming up. And then after winter break, they have three away games. And then finally, Finally, on January 16th, the Indians will play against Hayden at home. So let the crowd enjoy this one, as they'll have to travel to see these guys for a month here. And the made free throw makes it 67-51, 2:48 left to go in the game. 67-52 now. Will Carpenter cashes in. Sawyer Newton. What a connection. Under 2 minutes to play. Indians up by 20. 72-52 is the score. And Sawyer Newton lost it on the play, but it looks like Dodge City was the last to touch it.
And it looks like a lot of the JV players are going to get some varsity minutes in these last 2 minutes. And another turnover for Dodge City.
And Cole Fifley adding some points to his career stats. .54 seconds on the clock as this game is nearly wrapped up.
Yeah, looking forward to Manhattan's schedule. They're going to be playing at Shawnee Heights, I believe, on Monday.
Yep. And then after that, it'll be winter break time. How much does the team practice during winter break?
Yeah, they usually practice until Christmas Day and have about 3 or 4 days off after Christmas, and then they get right back to practicing.
Yeah, so like you said, some players off the bench getting to play here. Jonathan Nelson, Jacob Beckett, and Griffin Misborn. There are 20 seconds left in the game. The score is 76-52. 7 seconds, and the time will just go away as the Indians get a 4th straight win. And that'll be it for us on the MHS Student Media YouTube channel. We'll do a little wrap up here, and then it'll be it for us. Lane Lewison and Ayavanth Natarajan here. Ayavanth, great performance by the Indians. Big win for them. What stuck out to you today?
Well, they were really able to contribute in runs. They had, in that third quarter, they had those 3 big runs that really extended the lead. And then it was just smooth from there. They're just going to need to keep up those strong second halves if they want to compete with the better teams in Kansas. And if they're going to keep playing like that in the second half, I think it's going to be a good season for them.
Yeah. Manhattan High School had just six wins all of last season. Now in 5 games, they have 4 wins. It's been a big turnaround, and it's great to see how happy the players are this season. That'll be it for us here on the MHS Student Media YouTube channel. Lane Lewis and Ayavanth Natarajan. We'll see you next time, as there'll be one more game for the Indians before break. That'll be against Shawnee Heights, and we'll see you next time.